Hello, everybody. My name is Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Microsoft MVP, and I'm here today on Partner Talks with Steve Green from Microsoft. Steve, tell the people who you are, what you do, and what you're doing at Microsoft.
Hi, Rick. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for joining and listening to this call. My role in Microsoft is to build change capability, both internally and in turn then with our customers and our partners. I work inside of our adoption, change and services management team, which is a team of around about 150 people who directly work with customers, some of our largest customers, to help them embrace, adopt and use the platforms that we have available. I've privileged to have been in Microsoft, crikey, 19 years now, Rick. And during that time, there's obviously been a significant change. And one of those changes is about building the skill and capability around change management. And we have around 8,500 folks who have become certified practitioners in the ProSci methodology, which is what we use primarily as a foundation to understand change management.
And I think this is really important work, and I'm glad Microsoft's getting behind it because, I've been working with Dynamics since its inception, or on the CRM side since around 2004, which almost makes it 20 years. But we're seeing, we've got some clients that came in at the early stages. We got some clients that came in at the mid stages, and we've got some clients just coming in now. But everybody's moving to the cloud, which is changing the way we use computing. It works a lot easier to use computing now. It's a lot easier to upgrade and keep things moving, but change is constant. So the work you're doing around change management, I think, is really, really important to the success of our customers.
That's great to hear, Rick. And, we get some wonderful feedback, and our focus is on the people side of change. So it's the employees, the individuals that are going to be taking advantage of the investments that are being made and ensuring that they are embracing, adopting and using those solutions to meet those outcomes that the customers are looking for.
Okay, great. And I'm very excited that you're going to be joining us at the Microsoft Customer Success Day coming up in March. So tell us a little bit about your session and who should attend.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Yes. I think my recording is due Thursday this week. So after this, Rick, we might change it a little bit. But it's called Myth Busting Change Management. And as you just sort of mentioned, change management is essential to ensure that you get the outcomes that you're looking for, minimizing disruption, increasing the adoption, improving communications. There will be resistance. Employees will object or individuals may object. So how do you manage those and meet those goals and objectives? So what I was asked to put together is a 45-minute or so session where we can really explore those myths and almost bust them. What is the truth behind this? So looking at some of the elements that we see quite often around the change management is just comms and training, or it's only an executive. They have to tell us what to do and everybody will magically change, or it's only for large projects. So I'm going to explore a little of those using some data and best practice research from, in this case, ProSci, who we use in Microsoft. And they have, they're just launched, and I think there's 2 weeks left on their 25th anniversary of their best practice research. So there already exists 22 years of research, and this will be the 25th year in this anniversary. In terms of who should attend, sorry, Rick.
So I was going to say that's excellent because, it's not even theory. You're going to have some hard data, proven fact around that this works.
Yes. And, not everybody is going to achieve the same results, but there's enough data there to increase the likelihood of you meeting or exceeding your objectives that you set out for. And this we have seen in numerous customer engagements, either the team that I belong to or our colleagues across Microsoft and partners have seen as a result of this.
Okay, so who should attend this session?
Well, I was thinking about that and I thought I could list all the job titles. That would be the easiest thing to do, wouldn't it? But it's really about anyone who is looking to create that value by improving, changing, or transforming part of their organization. So typically that would probably mean, and again, forgive me if I've got job titles wrong, but things like the business analyst or a consultant who is scoping a piece of work or delivering a piece of work, project managers, maybe even customer success managers, that exist to help you achieve the outcomes that you're looking for. Those types of folks, I think, would benefit from hearing some of this conversation. And there is a live Q&A session as well, I believe, on the 16th as well.
So, when I think about what you're doing at Microsoft, for years I was involved with the user group community for CRM. And at first we saw technical people showing up at our meetings. Then we saw the administrators of the system and the kind of people managing. And eventually we saw the executives who own these systems showing up to find out about it. So I'm really thinking the scope of anybody from the business side should be coming to your session, because change management is important to everybody in that group.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I think some people do miss as well, when we and we use particular vocabulary in change management, but I will try to use some of the plain language questions. One of the things you tend to sort of identify audiences or communities or impacted groups who are going to have to adopt new ways of working or embrace new ways of working, should I say. And IT people are that community as well. So when you're talking about the administrators, they may have to do something differently. They may have to, in an extreme, unlearn a way of working that they've done for many years. So if you are looking to understand how people change their behavior, I will take you through the individual change model, which is called ADKAR, and how that is relevant to organizations transforming the way in which they work.
And, our end user customers are going to attend your session, but I'm also going to say right now, I think our partners should be there as well, because, it's a lot of times they're the ones having that initial conversation with organizations saying, okay, we're going to move you to the cloud. Okay, what's going to change with what you're doing and how your people work?
Absolutely. I hope I mentioned that, anyone's in consulting who's delivering or scoping some new work. So apologies, I did mean partners. If I didn't say that, edit it out in the recording, Rick.
No, bring the partners along. Don't worry, Steve. They'll follow you.
And one of the things that we'll look at quite early on in the conversation is that when you think about the change that your customer or a customer is going through, there will be a benefit that's achieved by installing the technology. But where does that benefit equal 100% of the objectives that you're trying to achieve? So we'll have a little bit of a conversation around that as well.
Okay, Steve, thanks for your time today. This has been an outstanding conversation, and I look forward to your session coming up at the Customer Success Day.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it.
Bye for now.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.